Welcome to Python Network Graphs for Beginners. In this lesson, you will discover how to create, analyze, and visualize network graphs in Python using NetworkX and PyVis. We start with the basics, and by the end, you will be able to build and interact with your own graphs. Let us explore how connected data brings stories to life. Running the cell now. We want to work without interruption from warnings. Let us import NetworkX for graphs and PyVis for web-based visualizations. This line will keep the notebook tidy by ignoring warnings. We are bringing in the core tools for building and visualizing graphs. NetworkX is a popular library to create and study networks. PyVis lets us turn graphs into interactive websites. Running the cell now. Try typing a few names of Python libraries you know, just for practice. What is a network graph? A network graph is made of nodes, dots, and edges, lines. You can use graphs to model friendships, web pages, flights, and much more. Let us make our first simple example. Running the cell now. Let us build a small network with 3 friends and see how they are connected. This code sets up a graph where each friend is a node or dot. We create an empty graph structure. We add Alice as a node. We add Bob's as another node. We add the Charlies as our third node. We link Alice to Bob and Bob to Charlie using edges. Here we print the list of nodes so you can see who is in the network. We also print the edges to see who is connected to whom. Running the cell now. Draw your own network of 3 things from real life and say how they might be connected. Nodes and edges, the building blocks. Node equals a thing, person, city, website. Edge equals a connection or relationship between things. You can add more nodes and edges as you need. A graph can model almost anything made of parts and links. Running the cell now. Let us make the social network a bit bigger by connecting more people. We add Dana to our group. Now Alice is connected to Dana as well. We connect Dana and Charlie, forming more links in the friendship network. You can check that Dana is included with the updated node list. The new edges show all the current friendships among everyone. Running the cell now. How would you add your own name to this network? Sometimes you need to remove parts of your network. You can delete things from the graph if they are not needed. Here we remove Charlie completely. This line removes the connection between Alice and Dana. Now you see which nodes remain. Here is the updated list of edges after some are gone. Running the cell now. Try removing a node and see how the edge list changes. Viewing your graph. Let us look at our network visually. NetworkX makes quick pictures, but for interactive graphs, PyVis is even better. Running the cell now. We will make a simple picture of the friendship network. We use Matplotlib for drawing in notebooks. NetworkX can quickly draw your graph as a diagram. Nodes will look like blue dots with labels and gray lines connect friends. Here is a title so you remember which network this is. The plot appears below so you can view your results. Running the cell now. Try changing colors or node size above and see how it affects your drawing. Now let us make an interactive version you can explore with your mouse. We start a new PyVis network for the notebook. PyVis can take a NetworkX graph and turn it into a web visualization. This adds all our current nodes and edges. Running this line opens up your graph in a browser where you can click and drag. Running the cell now. Explore the friendship network by dragging nodes or zooming in. Attributes, more information about nodes and edges. You can store details on each node or edge, like age, city, or how strong a connection is. This makes graphs very powerful for real-world data. Running the cell now. Let us attach extra details to nodes and edges. We can give each person a city. Here, Eva is added to the network with a city attribute set to Paris. Friendships can have weights to say how strong or important they are. Printing Eva's node data shows the extra information. Here we look at the connection data between Bob and Eva. Running the cell now. What details would you store with each person or relationship if this was your network? Let us see which friendships are strongest, using the weights we added. Attributes let us filter connections. For example, we might want to see only strong, important links. We look at each edge and pick out those with a weight of 5 or higher. This printout shows who is very close in our friendship network. Running the cell now. Try adding weights to other edges. What happens if you change the number in the filter? Real-world example, flight routes dataset. Let us switch to a real network of cities and flights. This tiny dataset shows how airports are connected. Running the cell now. Let us load a small dataset of flights between world cities. We use pandas to handle table data. This flight table shows routes from one city to another and the distance in kilometers. Each row matches a flight. Source and target are the cities for each route. The distance tells how far the flight goes. You can see how many rows and columns this data has. Here is the start of the dataset so you get a feeling for how it is structured. Running the cell now. If you could fly anywhere, where would your source and target be? Now let us turn this table into a network graph. We create a new empty graph called FG for flights. We loop over every row in the flights table. Each row adds an edge from source to target city. We keep the distance as an attribute on each edge. This shows all the city nodes in our flight network. Here you can see each connection, with its distance ready for analysis. Running the cell now. Practice, try to create a similar graph using your favorite train or bus routes. Now let us make an interactive network showing the flight map. A new PyVis network will show the connections between our cities. We move the network into PyVis, keeping all nodes and edges. Run this to explore the world map of flights in your web browser. Running the cell now. Notice how you can move and highlight cities or see routes between them. Let us figure out the quickest route from New York to Berlin based on flight distance. Graphs make it easy to answer travel questions like what is the shortest route. This code asks NetworkX to find the shortest path by distance between two cities. The print statement will show the journey step by step. Running the cell now. Try finding the shortest path between other cities in this network. Now it is your turn. Let us make this flight map personal. We ask you to type the name of any city you like. The new city gets added to the network. We create a new route from this city to Paris. Then another route from the city to London. Now you can find the best way to travel from your chosen city to Berlin. This line prints the travel plan from your new city to Berlin. Running the cell now. Which cities would you link together next? If you found this lesson helpful, please click like and subscribe so you do not miss more Python tutorials. Recap what you learned about network graphs. Graphs connect objects and show relationships. You learn to create, edit, and analyze graphs with NetworkX. PyVis makes graphs come alive so you can interact with them. Real data, like flight routes, brings graphs to life. Now you can explore and solve real problems using Python networks. Running the cell now. Next steps, keep exploring graphs. Try mapping your school, community, or favorite social network using these tools. For more examples and tips, Check the links below or watch the next video. Happy coding! Running the cell now.